So when you found out that you had ADHD, what was that like? What did it mean to you?
Like I'm like, I fucking
were you like,
it.
I got what?
No, like I fucking knew
Or were you
it.
like, that's why?
Yeah. I was like, I started reading more articles and like seeing different things online. And I'm like, man, like that, like yes. And my therapist didn't really. Well, my therapist wasn't. I appreciate the
informative.
Work that she wasn't. She didn't get in my head. I could control the conversation.
Photography is more than just taking pictures for me. It's sort of a therapeutic practice, especially shooting film. The calming, the sound, the clicks, the taking your time, it's mental. It's not just about taking the picture.
Someone somewhere, a conference room of people decided that Michael Jordan campaign or that Coca-Cola ad or that movie was for me. And then me consuming that thereby sort of made my baseline sort of opinion, my eyesight, my view. And that art for me was about bringing some sort of finding or some truth to the forefront. I'm not sort of delusional. You know, I know which each category of the things I make. I also reject those categories. You know, they're not made for me, but they're made for interpretations of me. The road to becoming artistic director of Louis Vuitton can only be described as long and maybe uncertain, but it was, you know, very much my goal to prove that design could be different. I had blind faith that even though designers didn't look like me or come from people like me, that there was a place for it in the modern world. What's to be recognized here is that work makes the impossible possible.
Hi, welcome to the channel, guys. It's Marcus Howard. Make sure you hit that bell button and make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the beginning of the long-awaited series that I've been talking about on my Instagram. I've mentioned a couple times on even my YouTube channel. So I'm really tapped into this series, and I'm also going to be diving in a little bit more professionally with my YouTube videos. I'm going to make it make them all make sense. I want to capture my models and people in their rarest forms. This series is titled It's All Mental. What that means, I know you guys are probably like, what does It's All Mental mean? To me, it means a few things. First, one, I have a background in counseling and therapy, in meditating, mindfulness as far as that goes, mindfulness meditation, and all those things I want to kind of put together now that I'm doing photography professionally. And the only way that I could think to implement it was by capturing raw emotion. So I guess you can already tell what that is going to imply as far as photography. So today we're going to be shooting our first episode of this series that is titled It's All Mental. And with that said, every individual, every model, or whoever I shoot will be giving their backstory on their mental health.
And when I had a conversation with my friends, and he could tell that I dwelled on negativity and I focused on that more so than positivity in a 20-minute conversation. But after 2 years, my therapist couldn't tell me that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you brought that to your therapist's attention? Do you still see
quit.
one or no?
She just quit. She moved on.
Do you have?
I don't have a therapist now.
That's a good question. So how long did you have this therapist? That's really, yeah, how long did you have this therapist? Let's start there.
3 years.
And you developed a relationship with her, right?
Uh-huh.
So where, bro, these big ass machines are like not funny to look at, really. It actually looks scary as fuck. So, you know, this relationship you have with your therapist, that helped your mental health, right?
Yeah.
So when you were told that your therapist was removing herself, did that kind of like make you feel like did that disappoint you? Did that let you down?
No.
Or did you feel grateful for learning from her to be able to be where you are in this 3-year time frame? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was not disappointed because I had read this book. And
what was the book? Tell
it's
everybody.
called Liberating the Adult Within. I found it at a thrift store. So like I know that I was meant to find this book. And it talks about emotional dyslexia and regulating your emotions and not being reactive. And I haven't even finished it yet because I'm afraid that I want there to be no. I still want the possibility of me learning more to be there, and so I'm going to be disappointed when it's over because I won't be learning.
That's an interesting way to like open up new doors for yourself to like, you know, learn still instead of figuring it out like right there in that moment. Because like a lot of times, like when you figure it out, you also kind of like get stagnant too.
Yeah.
So that's allowing you to kind of keep.
Is ADHD mental illness?
It is. It's a disorder, yeah. I have it, so that's how I know. Yeah. And I was just diagnosed with it at the top of 2019, and I didn't want to call it a disorder at first because it's like, nigga, I know how to talk, I know how to walk, like I know how to think straight. I do this, I do that.
It's just a brain difference.
It's just that, you know, it's just what has, you know, all the, let's just say, the punching and hitting mentally, you know, that was what I broke out to, in, you know, as far as disorders. I broke out into ADHD. Yeah. Luckily, I didn't break out into schizophrenia or anything like that. Yeah. So like that allowed me to be a little bit more appreciative towards like me also having it together too. Yeah. It's just that, you know, like for me, I think of 10 things at once. Yeah. And can't even get one out. Yeah. So learning that I had that issue made me realize, oh, I need to learn how to slow down and how to.
I literally have Post-it notes in my house.
It's fucking interesting.
That say slow down.
So, and that's why I kind of want this series to be about like putting it out there on the floor, because if you don't, like, you're not working on yourself. Yeah. And people don't be understanding that part about working on themselves. Yeah. Isn't it interesting? So it's like yes, this is negative and it's okay. Because you have to, you acknowledge it and you just change. You just don't do it. Point being. I
feel like being transparent is like,
that's crazy.
Helped me a lot.
That's crazy.
One, because people can see, they can relate to that and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Oh my gosh, you go through this too.
Being transparent.
Like, wow. To talk about that with someone that's like you were releasing some of that trauma, so then and if you see someone that's doing that you think is doing better than you, then it's like,
oh, that's another
like that you think. And if you want to get to that level, like you can see that that's a possibility of like, wow, she felt like this and look how she's feeling. Because the way that I feel now, I have been dreaming and praying and hoping like for so long, because
drag that with you. That's crazy how you're putting this shit though, like truthfully. Yeah. Because like it's really not, people really don't be thinking like this.
They don't. And that's why I needed to be by myself, so I had time to think. And people don't understand, like, what do you need time to think for? And it's like, you don't understand that I think so much and so many things go through my brain. I need to sit there and dissect every single thought that goes through my brain. And it might take an hour. And people will ask me like, what do you do in your free time? Or what do you do for fun? Like, unless I'm out with friends, I'm just sitting at home and I'm thinking.
That gets you a lot more further than not sitting at home processing your day or the negative thoughts that you have had today that nobody fucking understands.
Putting a blanket on it, like I go home and I think about like, okay, the day that I had, I think about, oh, could I have done something differently? Like, were my interactions with people like good? Did I have good interactions with people today, or did I have bad interactions with people today? Why did I have those bad interactions? Was I triggered? Was it them? Like,
people, places, and things, they matter too, though, to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I care about people, and I care about the relationships that I have with people. I traveled the past 3 weekends going into I went to Indianapolis, I went to Texas, and I went to Chicago.
It happened everywhere.
In just 3 weeks.
And is that refreshing in itself to you too, to be able to like go somewhere
it's
where
like a detox of energy.
Yes, and you come back home refreshed. What'd you say?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, like when I came back from Puerto Rico,
How long were you there?
We were there for a week.
You're actually half Puerto Rican.
No, I'm half Mexican. I've been to
thing.
Mexico.
Damn near same thing, ain't it?
No. We got a whole big country. They got an island.
Nah, nigga.
You don't have to have a passport.
Downplaying me?
That's part of the U.S.
So you don't have to have a passport, so you just...
No, you can go with just an ID.
Is it bad?
No.
Like dirty there?
No. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. And you see people that look like you.
And with that said, mental health is such an open topic now. We're not scared, we're not worried that someone is going to judge us anymore because it's just life. And as far as it goes, like being an African-American man, mental health is serious to me, especially because, you know, due to racism and, you know, police brutality and things that I see that cause confusion and hurt and trauma that we don't talk about normally. And photography is a beautiful way to express that. Obviously, because, you know, even during these riots, people have taken the most beautiful photos of these individuals at these riots in their true form, showing emotion, crying, pictures of people crying, pictures of people with their fist up, Black Panther style, just raw emotion. And that's what I want to do through portraiture. So, however, how I will be implementing mental health with my photography is going to be natural. It's not going to seem awkward. It's not going to be like, oh, only people that I'm going to shoot have to have a mental illness. No, it's not going to be focused on that. But it's about the reality of things. It's about that. And if you are open to and feel comfortable enough to talk about it, those are the ones that I'll be reaching out to and, you know, having a part of this series. This series is going to be very serious to me. Lydia is awesome. She's an advocate for mental health in itself. So she deals with a lot of things that I deal with, that you deal with, as far as stress, as far as, you know, depression. These things arise, they come and go, like the breath, you know? Yeah, man. Hopefully you guys are going to be here still at the end of this video.
My name is Lydia Steveson. I struggle with ADHD, anxiety, and depression, and I am grateful for my mind, my life, the relationships that I have with people, God.
And amen on that.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Hey, we're fried. Okay. So right now, me and Lydia are about to finish out. We've got about 7 shots left, and the sun is beautiful because the sun's setting right. And we've been out here for like an hour and getting ate up. And there are a lot of fucking big ass machines scrolling through this bitch.
Machine.
So hopefully you guys appreciate us coming out here and taking our time to you know, give it back to you guys. Catch us here in about a couple days, even though today is the day that we're doing it. And hopefully you guys enjoy these photos that we're capturing, and hopefully that you guys will continue tuning in. And this is Lydia. Lydia's Instagram name is
Oh My Liddy.
Oh My Liddy. How you spell that?
OHMYLYDDIE.
You can catch her on there. You love to thrift, and you also create clothing.
I create clothing also.
So if you are hip to wanting something created and custom
creations, you know, I got you.
Yes.
But you want something different.
We can't forget about the activities that, you know, she's taking part in. So I also want to shine light on that. You know, I knew about that, so it is what it is. You guys tap in and DM her or message her if you guys want anything as far as that goes with her custom creations, and I'll actually tag her IG handle, and I'll also post some of the things you created too. Sound good?
Cool.
All right, dope. Okay, so let's get that stool actually, and then because I want to get I want to get some shots of the stool without the backdrop. Yeah, guys. So we've been out here, and it's fucking hot as fuck. I've been sweating a lot, but at the same time, we're making this shit happen. Facts. It's a good day. It's not too hot. I'm gonna go grab this camera real quick, Lydia. And yeah, man. So a lot of things that we're trying to do here stems from creating value with y'all. You know? That's all we're doing, is creating value. So, yeah, man.
You like, it has an impact. It directly impacts me. And like, how am I going?